percent of total is part. So we're going to be dealing with a lot of different percent problems. And I feel like the easiest way to solve them, because it works every time and it's gorgeous, yes, you guessed it, using proportions. So there's two kind of models or hints as to how to set up your proportion. So I'm going to show both of these at the top, all right? So let's see, it'll be two equal fractions. Now, the easiest part is that the percent is always over 100. Then for the next fraction, you can think of it as part over total. Sometimes that makes sense to people. So this is one way. Another way to think about it is percent over 100 still, so that's always the same. And then is over of, and I'll show you what that means in the problems we're going to do next. So some of you will like to think about it like this, because you can kind of understand which number's part, which one's the total. That'll make sense to you. If that doesn't, you'll be able to use is over of, and hopefully between the two of those, things will make sense. So let's just start with an example here. Let's say the example was 10% of 250 is what? Okay, so you see a problem like this, you are immediately going to set up your proportion, two equal fractions. If there's a percent, I would do that first. 10% is 10 out of 100. Okay, well, if it's always the percent of the total, so it's always the percent of the total, 250 is going to be our total. So if we use this first box, we would put 250 on the bottom, and then any letter for the part that we're looking for. If that makes sense to you, excellent. If that doesn't make sense to you, here's another way to look at it. The is and the of. Find the words that are near is and of. So here's is. Now that could, I guess, be with either one of these, but it has to be with this, so of can be with this one, right? Of 250 is what? So anyway, which number is with the of? The 250. The of is supposed to go on the bottom, that's why 250 is on the bottom. Okay, so you pick your poison here of which way, but no matter which box you use, we should all put 250 on the bottom. Now you know how to do this. Let's put dots down the middle here. Cross multiply. 100 times n is 100n. 250 times 10 is 2,500. How do I get n by itself here? I'm going to divide by 100. Divide by 100, and equals 25, and we're done. Gorgeous. Love it. Okay, let's try another one like that, see if you can set it up. Okay, so let's do what is 30% of 120. See if you can set up your proportion. All right, hopefully you did 30 over 100. Well, this one's kind of easier to find. Of is with 120 here. Is with what? What is going to be the variable? So is here, 120 is here. Nice. All right, let's cross multiply. 100 times n is 100n. If you need these dots, put them on there. 30 times 120, 3,600. 100 times n, how do I get rid of the times 100? Divide by 100. And equals 36. Nice. Okay, good. Hopefully that was easy. Now let's do a problem where we're finding a different part. So let me write the problem here. 20% of what is 50? Does it look different yet? I don't know. Let's set up our two equal fractions. All right, well, we've got 20%. That'll be 20 over 100. Now the 50 to me is near the is, right? And I believe it's is over of. So the 50 is going to be up top. The x, or the letter here, n, is going to be on the bottom. So that's a different placement, but we're going to solve it the same way. Still cross multiply, so 20 times n, 20n. 50 times 100 is 5,000. Divide by 20. And it looks like my answer is 250. Let's go back. Does this answer make sense? 20% of 250 is 50? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I'll try another one here. How about 125 is 75% of what? I'll pause it. See how we do here. Okay, 75% is 75 over 100. 125 is definitely with is here, so that's going to be on the top. Okay. 75 times n is 75n. See, I always start with the variable cross. 125 times 100 is 125 with 2 zeros. How do I get n by itself? I've got times 75 next to it. I'm going to divide by 75. 12,500 divided by 75. And if I say, please do not round, how are you going to write your answer? Hopefully you remembered to put the Repeten bar. Nice. Okay. Now the only other problem we have to figure out is if we don't know the percent. So let's do a couple like that, and then we'll be done. So let's say the problem was 10 is what percent of 50? Okay, I'm going to go right to my two equal fractions. See, now I don't have a percent. So when you're looking for the percent, it's going to be n over 100 because we don't know the percent. Okay, and then percent of 50. So of 50, that's the total. 10 is up top. So there's your setup. And here we go. Oh, let's put the dots. 50 times n is 50n. 100 times 10 is 1,000. How do I get n by itself? Divide by 50. And n, I'm getting 20. The only thing with this is you have to remember you were looking for a percent. So 10 is what percent? We just figured out it's 20%. So you have to remember to put the percent symbol. I don't know, maybe circle it in the problem so you don't forget at the end. But you need to find a way where you remember that. Okie doke, last one, guys. Doing good. Let's say 28 is what percent of 224? See if you can set that one up. All right. So I don't know the percent again, so n over 100. 28 is with is for sure. 224 on the total. Percent of the total. The total is on the bottom. Okay, good. Here we go. Here we go. That's in a song, I think. Okay, 224 times n is 224n. 28 times 100 is 2800. And one more step to get n by itself. We're going to divide by the 224. And I'm getting 12.5. Is that my answer? Yes and no. Remember, we were looking for a percent, so you have to put the percent symbol down. Okay? All right, another gorgeous, gorgeous work here. Nice job, guys.